You from New Jersey?
Actually, I feel like I'm back in the comedy corner in the West Village in the year 2010, bringing Joey Gay up to stage. But welcome to the No Genius from New Jersey podcast, Joey Gay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty pumped when Rich said that you were going to be our resident Irish guy, man. Like I said, when I started comedy back in the Village back in the day, you were one of the headliners. You were on the boring side, you were always super nice to me. But on the entertaining side, you were one of my favorite comics in all of the city. So super happy to have you on here.
Super happy to be here. Thank you. That's nice of you to say. I'm also really excited that Rich Carucci knows I'm Irish. Most people, for whatever reason, think I'm Italian. And
you know what, dude? I'm going to say, I agree. When Rich said that you were an Irish guy, I was like, Joey Gay's Irish? What the fuck? I think it's because you're from Brooklyn. You're like such a Brooklyn guy.
This is what happens every year on St. Patrick's Day. I celebrate, I wear green, and people are like, you're not Irish. I'm like, yeah, I'm Irish. I spent my summers on my mother's dairy farm in County Kerry, Rathbeg Fiery. Rathbeg Firies. I think, County Kerry, Rathbeg Firies. That was.
I forget the Irish terms, but I was fucking there.
But people act like I'm part of some sort of fucking ethnicity Ponzi scheme every year. Like, you're not Irish. What is this? People get angry about it. So I'm happy to be the token Mick. It'll clear up a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, though, like Brooklyn and kind of much like Jersey, really thought of as like old school Italian strongholds. Is there like an Irish neighborhood in Brooklyn, like where you're from in Brooklyn? Were you like the lone Mick outcast, like me in Jersey? And again, Rich is the Ital over there, so it's really me and you are the Irish contingency.
My neighborhood was very ethnically mixed, but it was a shared Irish, Italian, Jewish, white ethnicity. And then we also had black people, which was unusual when I grew up, that we would all live that closely. Yeah,
by ethnically mixed, it usually means lots of black people, let's be honest.
No, it was, in my case, it was like 25% of everything. It really was. It was Irish, Jewish, Italian, and black.
All right, nice. And then growing up in the city, St. Patrick's Day, were you a big partier, or what's going on? Were you some early St. Patrick's Day memories, or hit up the parade when you were a kid? What's going down? Was it a big party day?
Absolutely, all the way around. There's a reason I cannot drink anymore.
You used up all of your St. Patrick's Day fun when you were younger?
Oh, I have. My lifetime quota was in very early in this experience. But yeah, I mean, if you're a young Irish kid who grows up in the streets of New York, every year at St. Patrick's Day up until about, I guess, the early 90s, you went out there, you got drunk, somebody fought, people were throwing up. It was a complete shit show. It was, and this is truthful. I don't know if, people just don't want to experience the truth about things, but it was like SantaCon under another name. It was wild and wild.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely the original SantaCon. And it's still just as crazy as every single year today in the city, and as well on a more like local town level. How about you, Rich? Growing up in Jersey, did you go to the city parade, or were you more of like the Jersey local parade?
No.
Because the craziest one is the Hoboken parade, as I'm sure you can attest, Rich. I don't know if Joey's ever been to the Hoboken Day parade, which was like fucking really amateur hour SantaCon genre of people, like the 20-year-old, the 20 to 28-year-old contingency or 25-year-old contingency, just getting fucking added, puking on projectile vomit everywhere you look, fights.
Yeah. I'd go to the city every year, but I went 1978. They used to let you go in Central Park. They wouldn't come in. The cops wouldn't even come in. It was thousands of people. All the fucking liquor stores within walking distance were sold out of booze. It was great. Dude, it was amazing. The cops wouldn't even come. Now you can't even get in Central Park on St. Patrick's Day, but back then, they just were like, good luck.
Okay, nice. Just corral them all to the park and let them party.
Oh, absolutely. Great times. Drugs, booze. I I still indulge. I'll be wasted this St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my goodness, Richard.
I mean, that's a great move to bring them all to the park, because that is the one thing about the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City. Not the most, not the like most exciting parade compared to fucking Halloween. Everybody's all fucking in costumes on fucking, slutty outfits and shit. St. Patrick's Day parade, it's nothing but a bunch of fucking cops. You know, it's like I've been doing blow off a Dropkick Smurfy CD since 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't fucking want to walk around the fucking.
Well, I think that as times have changed, the parades have changed as well, and that's why it used to be that all holidays and all parades in New York were really fucking crazy. Like Halloween, when I was a kid, was a violent thing.
Even Halloween was. What did you grow up in? Fucking in the Karate
Halloween
Kid or what? Were you Ralph Macchio?
No, Halloween was like an exaggerated game of army, and there was a lot of throwing eggs and hitting people with signs.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about en masse. I remember going out in groups of 30 and 50, and it was just all kind of like, hey, boys will be boys. There was just a different attitude to people tolerated debauchery on a certain level in which they don't now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Yeah, absolutely. The night before Halloween, you'd go out in packs, and even Halloween, and just total mayhem.
Yeah. I mean, the night before Halloween for sure, but Halloween took on more of the cheerful, let's get candy, not the violent, let's. I guess that's the difference between Jersey and Brooklyn, though. But
it was a hoodlum festival where I came from.
And now this year, like you said, the parades are changing. This year, obviously, in Coronaville, all the parades are pretty much gone virtual. Which, if there was a way to possibly make the St. Patrick's Day more boring, it's to fucking watch it on TV as opposed to fucking.
They had a socially distanced St. Patrick's Day parade in the Bronx that was mainly people driving by in cars. Now, keep in mind, I'm Irish when I say this.
Something doesn't mix here. St. Patrick's Day, cars.
On St. Patrick's Day is not how we should celebrate as a culture.
It's funny.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking believe it. I howled laughing when I saw it.
Even socially distant. It's like, it's not really a St. Patrick's Day thing, or is,
Oh, it is a very Irish thing. Every St. Patrick's parade.
I mean, you wind up socially distant. You wind up just with you and your whiskey.
You didn't really know that guy.
That's true.
Yeah, we're all socially distanced.
Yeah, I guess some other. So, Joey, were you being serious though? Did you grow up going to County Kerry and?
I did, yeah.
Okay, fun. Have you been back in your older years, or when was the last time you were in Ireland? I've been a couple times in recent years.
Last time I was there was a long time ago. I was in my early 20s, and I no longer drink. And if you don't drink. There's not
much to do in Ireland without
in Ireland, and it's also
lovely
so
culture
fun.
that nobody gives a shit about because they're too drunk at all the pubs.
No, I've done it. I went every other year for most of my life, and they would let me work a little bit on the farm, not very much. They did the lion's share. They would be happy to tell you that, but. I would get to go back and be there, and
that's awesome.
Done that one. I've gone 10 times.
Nice, man, nice. Have you ever been for a St. Patrick's Day? Because that's something that I've learned, but it's definitely like an American thing, and like more specifically, but like a firefighter, like a dudes with shamrock tattoo thing to go crazy celebrating.
I'm so sorry. I just had a memory that is the most Irish thing that has ever happened to me. That should be on a St. Patrick's Day special. I went to the movies with all of my cousins, and we went to see a film in Killarney.
Okay, nice.
We went to the movie theater in Killarney on Saturday night to see Electric Boogaloo 2.
Okay, nice. Is that Grease 2? Electric Boogaloo?
bro. And I was like, yo, this movie is
That's
great.
you? Were you like the resident fucking Brooklyn guy that they all like?
Yes.
Wasn't that Shabba-Doo and Turbo in the crowd?
That's
is
amazing.
correct,
That'd be like going to
Yes.
see The Departed with
Kelly.
fucking somebody in Boston. Or...
Yeah, so imagine this. I'm seeing that in Killarney, in Ireland.
Right.
And, you know, I'm kind of the salesman for the idea going in. I'm like, hey, it's a great movie. You guys are going to like it. And I'm watching them, and thank God they did, because there's like nine of them.
Right.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
we leave, and I remember this. My cousin was like, oh, Jesus, Joe, that was brilliant. I could see that catching on here in Ireland.
You tried your best, though. You brought Brooklyn to Killarney. You can
No,
take a horse to water.
I-
You can't teach him to drink, you know? It's...
You know, it's odd that then it turned out to be Riverdance after that.
Yeah, there you go. You might have
I
something
wouldn't
to
have
do
put
with
my
that.
money on it.
Yeah.
Joey, have you ever seen a comedy in Ireland? I've been to a couple of comedy shows in Ireland. That was a
No,
fucking
what
weird
part-
experience.
I haven't. What part of Ireland do you go?
I've been to Dublin primarily. And then I've been throughout Northern Ireland or whatnot, but I've seen like comedy shows in Dublin. I've seen a couple shows there, and very interesting. I went to like the equivalent of like the village, like tourist trap kind of comedy, you know, small bar shows. The most interesting thing that the most interesting difference is they don't use mics over there. I think in like bigger, you know, headliner clubs they use mics, but for the most part, the comics just for bar shows, they just get up. You would fucking do a great over there, man. You just get up and, you know, project loud, no mic, you know, tons of energy, and definitely they have really unique styles. Like some guys are much more storytelling. One guy just did hilarious, like his whole act was World Cup stories, and he was doing crowd work, and whatever country they were from, he would tell like a shameful story of their country in the World Cup. He'd be like, oh, you're from Sweden? They lost to Finland a couple of years ago. When did you lose to Finland in the World Cup? And then like, all right, folks, that was my time. I've been Conan McGarry. Have a good night now. But really cool though, man. Some really
It sounds awesome.
yeah, man, definitely. It was and really just unique. You know, they have a lot of unique different styles. We're kind of, you know, seeing a lot of American comedy. You know, few acts really distinguished from one another. Not just even in terms of being good, but just, you know, a lot of similarity, I'd say, in a lot of American comedy. From my experience with Irish comedy, there's a lot more different styles going on.
Come back to Jersey, you moron!